You know, I think there's a commonly held belief that in order to be successful, that things have to be really complicated and confusing, and that we have to figure loads of different things out. But nah, it's we ourselves do that. The truth is, life is very simple if you allow it to be. And this is a discovery that I'm continuing to make as I simplify things, but also as I slow down my approach to things, which means that I have far greater clarity of focus of what I actually really need to do. And I've had kind of a little bit of a laundry list of small jobs, nothing major, nothing complicated, just a list of things that I've wanted to get done. And in the last sort of week or so, I've just been basically ticking them off the list, getting them done. And regardless of various forms of procrastination that I will admit that I myself have labelled as, we should have standards and people should do what they're meant to do, and we're paying this person for this, and I shouldn't be having to do that. And so, well, yeah, but is the job getting done? And are we creating more beauty in the world by sorting out the things that need sorting? And the interesting thing is that as I'm getting things done, other people are coming to me with various jobs that they'd like done that they're not necessarily in a position to do. And oh, Martin, could you do this for me? Case in point, a neighbour that I share my garage with at my apartment complex, a neighbour I will hasten to add that I've had some difficulties with in the past. I have actually mentioned it on certain videos, with relatives of said neighbour parking in the garage and doing other things that are, not necessarily within their remit, let's say. But she came up to me and said, "Oh, thing is this, I've got some paint in my flat, Martin, that I've been wanting to tidy up this little bit of the surround to the garage doors that we have." So I did that today, and I cleaned the bin area and swept away the leaves with my new broom. All things that I've been meaning to do for a long time, or that I've been meaning to take ownership of. And it's a remarkably satisfying thing. And the truth is, people will tell you, oh, there isn't enough time, you're running out of those precious hours each day. It's not true. It's not true. But it's about what you prioritize. And the irony is that most people will prioritize procrastination out of fear, out of idleness, out of believing that they can't have an impact. None of it's true. None of it's true. It's the choices that we make. We don't necessarily make the best choices for ourselves, but I know now that because I'm focused on living my best life, well, it has a knock-on effect with other people. And yes, you may say, oh, well, the thing is, Martin, that woman took advantage of you by getting you to do the job rather than one of the many family members of hers that often come and visit. But I think, well, yeah, but I get the satisfaction of doing a really good job, and it's all edifying if you allow it to be. So rather than think that such and such a thing is or isn't my business, well, be the person that gets things done, and you'll find that you create a more harmonious environment to live in. And how big of a deal is it to, paint a couple of planks of wood, or to sweep away leaves that other people aren't, to make the place look beautiful? And I tell you what, when when you see the satisfied look on people's faces as they do these jobs, it's a very, very beautiful thing to witness. A simple job that makes the place that you live a beautiful place for everybody, you know? And I say this a lot now, but at any moment, at any juncture, you have the opportunity of doing these things, and you can take them. And I'm not one of these Jocko Willing, oh, I'm going to get up at 4:37 every single morning kind of people, because all of that stuff I find a bit obnoxious, because it's always trying to prove a point. Look how brilliant I am, and look at what you could be doing exactly like me. It's all rather pompous, I find. But what I don't find pompous is being the man that gets things done, shifting the needle, and indulging in really positive energy, frankly. Again, always available to you. And imagine if, by following your example of you getting things done and other people witnessing that, imagine actually what we could achieve together as a human race. There's a huge amount of division, and I'm not saying that it's all unfounded or arbitrary. At any given time, the human race is always facing these challenges or, you know, dysfunctional ways of living. And I thank God that I actually moved back to my native Derbyshire when I did, because my parents, they own a flat in the building that I used to live in, and they're having to drastically slash the price in order to sell it. They'll still be making a profit from, you know, what they bought it for, a small one, but by striking when the iron was hot, I actually managed to escape the chaos and dysfunction of London and managed to come back up here. It's all a sign that if something feels pressing on you and you just want to get something done, do it. Just do it. And then it will be done. And you'll see how simple things can actually be when you make those kind of decisions. Because there's a huge amount of desperation and haste and point proving that goes on when we're sort of looking at other people online. But the truth is, you have absolutely no idea about their circumstances. You don't know how much of it is actually true. The only thing that we can actually bank on is stuff that's been done, tasks that you've started that have been finished. My friend, be the one to finish them.